everybody, welcome back to my channel, sharoncullenart. This is not a painting video today, so if you want to back out now you can. And I apologize for my hair looking so horrible today. I got it up in a ponytail. But I needed to update you guys on why you have not seen me. Obviously, part of it was because my father had passed away. And then we had the funeral and all of that. If you follow me over on Instagram, you know that on May 17th, I tripped in my home and I broke my ankle, my left ankle. Hopefully that boot comes off on June 29th. The funny thing was, when I broke my ankle, I had been fine, and then I went to get up off of the couch and started to walk across the room. I had tennis shoes on, which I normally don't wear shoes in the house. I'm not sure why I had shoes on unless I sensed something was wrong. But I kept stubbing the tip of my right shoe on the floor, and it was causing me to trip. And so I needed to set up for my harp lesson. So I was walking over to my harp, got behind my harp and went to sit in the chair, stubbed my toe again and rolled my left ankle under and sprained my foot really bad and broke my ankle. So I had gone to the Ready Clinic because it was a lower copay. And so I never saw a doctor, but they did x-rays and told me it was sprained and to go home. And I thought, are you at least going to put an ace wrap on it? Because it is this big, you know. So one of the girls put an ace wrap on it for me and was kind enough to wheel me back to my car out in the parking lot because I could hardly walk. I got home and I knew it was fractured. I heard the bone snap. Sorry if that grosses you out, but I heard the bone snap, and I've broken this ankle before. So, of course, Pat was out of town on a fishing trip. I'm sorry, I'm a little lopsided here. Pat was out of town on a fishing trip, and so I told him, you know, I think I broke my ankle. I'm going over to the hospital to get some x-rays. And I came home, went to bed that night, hobbled up the steps to my bedroom, and he was going to be coming home the next day, I believe, or 2 days later. So I was hobbling around walking on that foot. And when he came home, I asked him, could you get my boot out of the attic so that I could put a boot on my foot? Because I know this ankle is fractured. Excuse me. So I made an appointment with the orthopedic doctor. Actually, I hadn't yet. 4 days passed, and I get a call from the hospital. I don't know if anybody called you to tell you, but your ankle is fractured. We need you to come into the emergency room to get it splinted, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, I don't think I'm going to come in. Is it displaced or non-displaced? And I said, well, it's just mildly displaced. And I said, so not needing pinned or surgery or anything. And he said, oh, no, nothing like that. And I said, okay, well, I have a boot. Will that suffice? I'll just put that on, make an appointment with the ortho guy and go see him rather than making a trip to the ER, another $100, you know. And he said, sure, that's fine. That's basically all you need is a boot. So I put the boot on, went to the ortho guy 2 days later, and he said, yeah, you got to wear this for 6 weeks. And I thought, okay, fine. That really sucks. Then I had my father's funeral on May 24th or 25th, something like that. Hi there, Diesel. And went to that, and it was pretty comical because I was telling this story about how my husband wanted to return me and wondered if the warranty was valid. And my dad's like, nope, you're stuck with her. But when I went up to say this, to talk in front of everybody, my boot hit the microphone stand and it's wobbling all. It was hilarious. But anyway, so on with the story. So then last week, Saturday, I had to go to a baby shower for my niece. And I was walking across the room, tripped on the edge of a pillow, flew across the room, landed on my right hip, my right wrist, and this is my real arthritic wrist. Anyway, it's been broken twice before. I broke both of my arms at the same time once, but one time just this one. So it's pretty arthritic. And I thought, uh-oh, I broke it. In fact, I still wonder if I might have a hairline fracture in it because of the way it's aching. But I thought, oh, I just sprained it. So I just took it easy for a couple of days, and it was great. I really didn't want to find out that it was broken because I knew they'd cast it. And if they cast it, then I can't play my harp. So I didn't go get it checked. But if it's broken, it's hairline and it'll heal. It might just take a couple weeks more. So I'm not worried about it. But I was hurting pretty bad. Every muscle in my body ached. My shoulder was bugging me, everything. And I thought, you know, I've been doing everything right. I'm eating right. I've lost 40 pounds. Things are looking great. And then this happens, right? So I go to the shower. I come home. And then 2 days ago, I got up. I was walking across the room to go get some medication, I believe, my protein pills, because my collagen is low and I knew I was at a high risk for fractures. So I started taking peptides and stuff. And I went across the room to get them, stubbed my right toe again, flew across the room and rolled the other ankle and snap. And now this one's broken. This one is my foot. So I have 2 boots on. I don't know if you can see them. Here, I might as well plate this down because that wasn't very ladylike. Yeah, I got 2 boots on, 1 on each foot. And I'm hobbling around like an idiot. So, let me come forward. It's a little hard for me to move. So, needless to say, I've not been feeling real great. But that's not the end of the story. This is where it gets very strange for me. I was sitting at my couch about, I don't know, it was probably the week that I broke my ankle, maybe a couple days before. And my dog has a habit of licking skin. So if you have bare toes hanging out or you're in shorts, he's going to come up and lick your leg. That's just what he does. And I don't know if it's a small dog thing or what, or if it's salt or what it is. But anyway, he came up and he started licking my foot. The only way I knew he was licking my foot is that I could feel it up in my upper leg, the movement of my leg, or the vibration or something. But I had no feeling in my foot, and I thought, well, that's really weird. Why don't I have feeling in my foot? I thought I better get that checked out. I hope it's not related to my back surgery, right? So I thought, yeah, I better call somebody about this. And I have a new doctor because my other doctor had to leave. And I hadn't seen this new doctor yet or anything. And I was still relating everything to my hip. I have a hip issue where I have torn the labrum. I've torn the gluteus medius and gluteus minimus muscles, the tendons from the attachment to my hip. So I have a lot of pain in that hip, and I'm scheduled for physical therapy that starts the day after tomorrow, actually, which I'm going to have to cancel now probably. But anyway, I was relating all of this to that. But I was laying in bed, several nights ago, probably the night before I broke my right foot. And they said that is a spiral fracture. They call it a dancer's fracture. Dancers, ballerinas who are up on their toes will often get a spiral fracture where your metatarsals, the top part of your foot, the side of your foot, twist and snap. And that's what happened with me. So, I thought, I think this is broken. But a couple nights, let me back up. A couple nights before that, I was laying in bed and I was trying to lift my foot up. And I felt like I was going to cramp on my shin, but not on the top of my shin, on the outer part of the leg, the muscle that goes down the side of the shin on the outside, not the inside. The inside, I believe, is the tibial muscle. The outside, I forget what it's called. It's bad. I'm a nurse. I should know this. But anyway, I thought it was cramping. And I was trying to dorsiflex my foot, which is like when your foot's like this, you raise your toes up towards your face or towards your shin, and you can bend your foot up like this. I'm exaggerating the movement. But I couldn't do it. It would just go like that, just very slightly. And I thought, what the hell? My muscle's paralyzed. What's going on? And I was massaging it, and it just felt like it was going to cramp up. And I could move my foot inward, but I couldn't move it outward or upward. So I thought, well, that's not good, and I'll check it in the morning. Well, the next morning I broke my foot because I was dragging my foot. I have foot drop. So you can go out. The door's open, honey. So I have foot drop. Why do I have foot drop? Well, first thought is, well, you've had back surgery, so we better check that out. Well, I went to the emergency room because I knew that was serious. That's really serious if you have foot drop. So I went to the emergency room, and just who happened to be on call, or who was the doctor in the ER that day, was my family physician. So it's a rural hospital. So he was the one that was in. It was very busy, but I had to get CT scans and x-rays and all sorts of stuff and blood work. They were checking me for the gamut of things, probably checking me for Guillain-Barré syndrome and all sorts of stuff. But the first thought was, it's an impingement from the hardware in my back. But I have no back pain. I have no limitation of range of motion. I did get a little bit of sciatica a few times. That comes and goes, but it's usually if I'm sitting in like one of those restaurant chairs or a banquet chair for a long period of time, like a couple hours. If I'm out with friends or something like that at a restaurant, then the sciatica kicks in and I got to get up and walk around and everything. But this wasn't the case. So I went and had my CT scan, and it was normal. And as normal as they can see, because when you have, and they did use contrast, if any of you are medical people out there, they did do it with and without contrast, but they have difficulty seeing anything on a scan when you have metal in your body, because there's a lot of artifact and bouncing of the waves, and it throws the results off a little bit. But he couldn't see any impingements at all. Then they x-rayed my foot and told me I had this dancer's fracture or spiral fracture in my foot, and that I'm going to have to wear a boot. And I said, okay, back to the foot drop. He said, this is urgent. You need to get this taken care of right away. We need to get EMGs done to see what is going on in your leg so that we can get to the bottom of this. Why is your muscle paralyzed? It's paralyzed. It won't work at all. And so I see two doctors tomorrow, one at 12:30, one at 4 o'clock. So I'm just going to go boom, boom. And I have to schedule my EMGs, get that done. I'm supposed to get it done for my neck anyway. I had 4 fusions in my neck back in 2015. And these 2 fingers are numb. I have numbness in this part of my hand. And so they want to take a look at that. I do have a little bit of degeneration in C8, T1 level. So that could be where that's coming from. So I had a prescription for that, and I've just been blowing it off. It wasn't highly important because of my hip. So now this has happened. And getting foot drop is a very serious issue. If I haven't had a stroke, if it's not neurological, then there's something muscular going on. If it's muscular, what is it? Is it a muscle disease like ALS, or do I have MS and it's neurological? I've been worked up for MS before. They misdiagnosed me with that probably in 2010, so 12 years ago, before they found out it was spondyloarthritis I had and not MS. Some of the symptoms were overlapping. So we don't know why, but since it's been several weeks, there's a high risk that I will have foot drop forever, which means I'll have to wear an ankle brace for the rest of my life in order to hold my foot up so that I don't trip. Right now, when I'm walking, although not with the boot, I have a lifting gait so that I can make sure I have my foot up high enough. I'm walking much slower than I was, and I have this lifting gait, and they don't know why this is happening. So this is why I haven't been painting, which brings me to my next issue. my son and future daughter-in-law's bridal shower is on Saturday, and I have given other people in the family paintings when I go to their showers, and that becomes their gift. Well, I've gotten them a gift, but I wanted to give them a personal gift and make a painting for them, but I haven't been painting, and as you all know, you need inspiration. You need to be up on your painting skills. So I'm going to try this week to paint. I think I know what I want to paint to give them, but if that doesn't work out, I'm thinking of giving them a painting that I have on my wall, and I'm not going to show it now because, Monica, if you're watching, you're going to see what it is. And now you already know you're going to be getting a painting, but she mentioned it. She's like, yeah, is it going to be a painting? And I thought, oh, shoot, I better get busy. I said, no. So now I've got to get busy. And I have, this is Wednesday. Thursday's all tied up, and I have Friday. So I've got a feeling I'm going to be giving them one of my favorite paintings on the wall here, and then maybe I can give them that one. I don't know. Shoot, I don't know which one to give them. I'll probably give them that one. They probably would like that better than this one. I don't know. Yeah, and then I'll paint them something else. So this one's bigger anyway, but yeah, I'll probably do that. So anyway, that's my update, you guys. I will let you know. I'm not telling you this for pity. I'm just letting you know why I have not been painting. It's been one thing after another, a million doctor's appointments. I also was busy practicing so that I could play publicly at my father's funeral, my harp, which was my first time. And yes, I did mess up in the middle, but I guess most people hardly noticed it. So it was bigger for me than it was for them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get painting, and if I paint something, I may do a speed painting demo of what I'm working on. And then I'm also going to be working on the boxes that I needed to finish, the jewelry boxes for the wedding. And I'll be painting them kind of like I painted this one. They're little jewelry boxes, and I'm going to come up with different things for each one. I just don't know what yet. And the wedding is until August 27th, so I think I'm okay that way. But in the meantime, you guys, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Keep painting, even though I haven't been. I am on my way back, and I really wanted to get out and plein air paint, but maybe I can just do it from a chair next to my car. We'll see. Stay posted. Talk to you soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.